Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jack Chang here, and today we're going to do yet another property review. It is Sunway Avila at Wangsa Maju. Yes, Sunway Avila residence. At a glance, this looks like a full-fledged condo. Yeah, but I don't think so it is, because there's actually retail lots also, 30 retail lots. It uses another entrance, not this entrance. So for this part, they can properly secure it with a proper entrance, very grand entrance. And Sunway Avila, annoyed, but I'm not going to retake. I'll just continue on. Okay, yes, Sunway Avila, you have two blocks, two towers, A and B. It's like this, so you can't actually see the other block. Yeah, it's right behind this, and you have a total of 810 units. So there are a total of 5 layouts, the smallest being 732 square feet, type A, and the largest being type E, 1,227 square feet, 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. So this project, Sunway Avila Residences, it faces these quads Wangsa Maju, which I've previously reviewed one of the phases, the third phase, the one behind here, this one in peach, that is Henna Residences. These two white blocks in front are the first 2 phases, Farah and Lexa, if I'm not mistaken. And to this side, I have another condo. This is Villa Wangsa Maju. This is one of OG's, very long already. This condo, I think easily, if I were to guess, 20 years? Yeah, more than 20 years, I think, this condo. Okay, so very quiet area of Wangsa Maju. And turning out here, you actually hit the main road, which if you take all the way down, you reach Jalan Ampang, which is the Great Eastern Mall intersection, if I recall correctly. Yeah. So yes, without further ado, let's head in. Let's go. So stepping into the compound, look at that. Very nice garden. Towards my back is the guardhouse. So this is not my first property review for a Sunway property. I've done a few actually, and to be honest, all of it are very impressive. So I'm certainly hoping this will, yeah, at a glance, it certainly is impressive. Look at that, look at the garden. Yeah. That is a very unique stairs up. We'll take that shortly. For now, let's go towards the main drop-off lobby. Here you can enter into P2, okay? And at the side there, you can enter into P1. So the lift lobby or the drop-off lobby is actually beside the entrance to P1. Further down here, yeah, P2. So parking is P2 all the way to P5. 6th floor is the facilities. Units all the way up. There's no break, intermediate break, and at the top there, rooftop, you have a rooftop. Yeah, rooftop sky terrace. Yeah, facility. So now here it's clearer. You got 2 drop-offs, Tower A and Tower B. So let's head towards the lift lobby for Tower A. Okay, interesting. So you have an intercom, which I think you should be able to call to the unit that you're going. They should be able to answer, and with that, they should be able to release this security door. I think, can't be for sure, but that's usually how they do it if they have this intercom panel. We just tag in. So this is the grand lobby where you wait. Decent. The glass is quite nice. I don't think I see any aircon vents. This is similar, like, let me see, where is that? I recall quite a number of it. Looks quite nice, looks quite grand, but they don't have a aircon. So it's a bit stuffy and warm. So this, yeah, you have fan there, but you can still feel the warm air. Nice. So they have pop box. I think all new condos should have pop box, because online delivery is a thing, right? Without pop box, your stuff is just messed up. But that being said, this also isn't too much. I think it's I think they could have done it, but this is a mobile one. This looks like you can get it from IKEA. You probably want 2 or 3 some more, or at least 2. You can certainly do more. One block has 400 over units. Yeah, I don't think so that's enough for 400 units. So this is the mailbox. Only block A. Okay. Lift lobby. Okay, we're not going to head up first. I'm going to show you the retail shop lots. Yeah, we should be able to view the retail shop lots from here. Okay, so this is P1, the car park. We'll walk towards that end there. So that is where you actually turn up to P2. Yeah, I don't see any other ramp up. But from P2 within, from P2 to all the way up to P5, P5 is for visitors. There's a ramp inside the building. It's only this part here that you have to come out here to turn up. So, this stairs here basically leads down to the retail lots. Yeah. So residents can take these stairs. It's locked now. Yeah. And then this is where you have your 30 units of shop lots. Nothing's operating yet. So to enter or to access your shop lots is basically via that turning here. So you can see they've basically still fenced it up. It's not open, but once it's ready, they open this. And you can just basically cross across the road. You can just walk here freely. Yeah. Yeah. I think they have to enhance this part, in my opinion. They, at least, for instance, they need obviously the proper access where you scan and you have to tag in. And that being said, also, I think you need to make this much higher. You either make it higher here, or you can secure it from the bottom, which I think is easier to secure. Because here, to be honest, it's so easy to climb. It's ridiculously easy to climb in and out. So you can easily enter the compound into your residence. Yeah. From outside, without having to go through the guardhouse. Now let's head down to LG1, just beneath, and I'll take a quick tour to how you can access the shop lots from LG1. Let's skip this part, let's enter the lift directly. Stepping out of the lift, we are on LG1. So this is the lift which I took from the lift lobby from P1. So for LG1, this is how you can actually access the retail shop lots. I'm not sure how many entrances there are, but yes, this is one of it. This is the one that I know of, rather. So of course you need an access card for security purposes. It's not closed properly, so it's beeping. Residents access only. Okay. So this part here is already public. It looks dark, but yes, it basically leads out to. These are all your meters for your shop lots on this floor. This is upper ground, so it's 2 levels, if I'm not mistaken, of shop lots. Yes. See? So you have basically you have another floor down, and that is where we were moments ago. That's where I said residents can access the retail lots via these stairs, but it's a bit dangerous to have the access there. I think they should have the access from here instead. They should secure here. Make this a full grill. Yeah, it might look ugly, it might look like a jail, but at least it's secured. Cover this whole thing up and put your access card here to scan. Yep, with of course a door swing system so that it's always closed, you can't keep it open. Yep. Okay, yes, not much, nothing's open. Let's head back to the lift lobby at P1. Let's go. Okay, we are back here. at the lobby for Tower A, but we are not taking the lift up from here. I want to take a very special path. That's the garden, the side garden, open garden, 6 stories of flight, or 6 flights of stairs up to the facilities floor, and we will take from there, we will go to the lift lobby and head up to the unit. Okay, so I'll just fast forward this part. Okay, so we are here again at the entrance, after the main entrance. Nice garden, very, very nice. So it certainly looks premium. Never fails to impress me, Sunway properties. And you got these stairs here on the side. So this is basically, if I understand correctly, six stories up, and you have areas to sit, to mingle, to chill. Each level, there's a entrance to the car park. Yeah, so that was either P2 or P1. Another level here. So it's a good workout. If you don't mind, this should be P5. Also for visitors. And then here is the 6th floor, the facilities floor. Oh, that was quite a workout. We'll check out later. Let's just head into the lift, little boy, up to the unit. Stepping out of the lift lobby, we are on 26th floor. Yes, this is the lift lobby. So this part is a bit of a waste. It's a bit of a pity because it could be bigger. There's nothing behind this wall here actually. So if they were to make it bigger, that'd be much brighter, this area. Nevertheless, I think for ID wise, it's decent. It's quite nice. And you have this decorative wall panel here. Let's take a look at the refuse room. So there are a total of 11 units per floor. And this is the lift bomba. So they're actually, it's a dual entrance or 2 entrance lift lobby. It's also accessible from the other side. And that's the refuse room. So very normal refuse room. It's a bit small, the refuse room, where they put the bins. And this is the emergency exit. So going back to the unit count, 11 units per floor, and for each type, it's quite evenly distributed. So for the 5 types, there are actually 2 units, except for type B, which has 3 units. The biggest units are located at the 4 corners. That's type D and type E. So you have, at the corners basically, the 4 corners. And even this wall, it's quite high up. 6 feet walkway. So it's decent. Not too small, not too big. As far as lighting is concerned, still quite a fair bit up, but because the light is on, that's why you don't see it dark here in this walkway. So this is the unit that we will be reviewing. It's a type A, the smallest available unit, 732 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Similarly at the entrance here, this part is sloping. So this is very friendly, disabled friendly. Or even if you have strollers, right, bicycles you push, you can easily go in and out. So nice touch, but it's a bit small though. This is too small to do your shoe cabinet, so it's probably this side. And even this side, I would say it's probably only about 1.5 feet. So if you do 1.5 feet, you can probably only put one pair of shoes per row. Standard fire rated door, 1 hour. As with all developments, residential, it's always a 1.5. So yes, this is the unit. This is the DB. Small unit, so it's only a single phase. This is how you identify it. The single phase has 2, 3 phase has 3, 1, 2, 3. That's the simplest way. Of course, it's all labeled. I like the way they label it here. This is very unique, this DB box. What brand is this? Shrek. This is the kitchen. One interesting thing about the kitchen is that the water inlet and outlet, if you notice, it's not here. So usually it's located on this side of the wall. But for this development, this unit is actually located at this side. And hence, I think in a way you are forced to do your island this part here. Yeah, it's weird to do a layout, a kitchen cabinet, this orientation. So I think what they expect you to do is island. I think you have to. You don't have a choice. Because as I said, it'd be weird to do a low cabinet in this direction against the wall. So you do your island here, and from there you further extend for a dining table connected. This is probably a bar. Oh, can't really do. Okay, do a half side bar height, and then the other side, you do a low side for your sink. And then this side here, you have for your hood and hob, and this way you can do your cooking. So in a way, there's much more space here to cook, and your sink is on the other side. Because if you do it both, those who force feed both, right, it's usually very, very small. It's not sufficient. 32 amp, this is big. Hob, hood, Schneider. Interesting that they have a series that they actually label it already. It's direct from the faceplate itself, Schneider. The yard, very normal, just nice with some space to spare. And that's a water outlet and your inlet for your washing machine. Your aircon compressor is not here, so that's good. So those who want to expand, they want to extend their kitchen, you can easily knock this off. Very common, you knock this off and then you cover this up with a glass. You can leave your washing machine here, not an issue at all. Then you can easily cover it on top, with a rack. So you have a much bigger kitchen if you do that, if you fully extend. Pretty sure quite a lot of people will do. The only issue with extending is if you have your aircon compressor on top, then it's not so nice. Yeah. So if you notice also, this is a commercial lot, commercial title, and hence you have sprinklers, and that, what do you think that is? That is actually a PA system. Yeah. And why you need a PA system? This is in the event of an emergency. If you need evacuation, then they'll announce, please evacuate, there's a fire, blah, blah, blah. So that's the only time the PA system will come into use. 2x2 tiles, glazed, very standard. You have more sprinklers here. But interesting that they actually put a box up for these sprinklers. Yeah, this side here, the piping. Usually it's on top, but on top, of course, it's much more troublesome. You have to hack. And this above, mind you, is not brick. It's much harder to hack. This will be concrete already. Yeah, since it's the slab. All these are provided by the developer, the aircon. This is 1.5 horsepower. It's an inverter, 5-star. Yay! So yeah, you save electricity. Efficiency is top. TV point and your fiber termination point. But this is a bit interesting. So you have, I don't know, do you count this as a balcony? So this is a sliding door, it opens up, reminds me of a French balcony, right? Where you can slide up, immediately you have your railing here, you know, you can't really step out per se. This is, and this goes to your build up actually, although it's not much, it's still about a feet. So this is easily 8 feet, 8 square feet that is just wasted. I personally would prefer them to just do a glass door, not glass door, sorry, glass panels, full glass panels, and probably do bigger windows that you can open up, but you don't need to step out per se. Yeah, half again, and you open up the top, right? Why do this? I don't know, I don't really, especially these railings are more somehow, not the most premium, right? If you do a tempered glass, then yes, it looks premium. So right opposite is Villa Wangsa Maju. This is one of the earliest condos. This is like the OG in this particular area. Before all these surroundings one came up, Infinity. Of course, behind us we have Quartz, Wangsa Maju. And of course this, the one that we are in, this is the latest edition. Behind it is also another Sunway project. That is Artesa, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Sunway Artesa. This here is your aircon compressor. Because you have your aircon compressor, you don't have your aircon compressor there, so you have it here at the front. So all three are here. But what I don't really like about this, of course, I like the fact that it's properly secured, so your technicians can service it in a safe environment, in a safe manner. But what I don't like, or what I think they could have done better, is they should have just provided a door all the way, a glass door. There are a few projects that I've seen, you know, they put a glass door. Yeah. So imagine you have a window, right? Now the technician has to climb out. You could have just given a glass door all the way to the bottom, then it looked much better. Also much brighter, of course, you know, because this would be part, sort of, you know, at a glance you look like a big sliding door or big window panel at your living room. It's a walkway to the rooms. This looks a little bit, okay, I can't recall if it's exactly the regular size or smaller. I don't know, I feel it's a bit tight. But yeah, let's talk about the bathroom. So this is the bathroom, common bathroom. At a glance, looks decent. I like the tiles. Decent. Johnson Swiss for the sanitary, and also the water closet. Johnson Swiss. Water heater, I'm not sure if water heater is provided. But obviously there's a manhole above there and the power point is above. It could be a storage system already built in, or you might have to install your own. But the interesting thing about this bathroom is that this door is in the middle. So the master bathroom is pretty much the same as far as the size, but the door is a more conventional door. So in this type of layout, right, obviously when you open, you don't see your shower, and it looks somewhat smaller. So only when you stand here, you close the door and you swing, then you see it much bigger. And when you do this type of layout, you don't get to put your towel rail, or not. The towel rail can be on this side, right? You open a door here, you swing in towards this side, and your towel rail is here. But now you can't do your towel rail here. You probably want, I don't know, you have to do here, I guess. Yeah, or here is too short. And here, if you do it, then it hits this toilet paper holder. Personally, I would prefer, okay, since we are on the topic of bathrooms, right, let's immediately take a look at the master bathroom first. So the master bathroom, again, like I was saying, it's very similar in size But this is the more traditional. You put your door here, swing against the door, you get a much bigger space. Immediately you can see the whole bathroom, right? And you can put your towel rail here, correct? Yes. I don't know, I would prefer this layout more. Johnson Swiss, same Johnson Swiss, of course your water heaters above. Yeah. They could have easily done it. Again, they just have to put the door here and swing this side open like this. Oh, of course, they also have to swap the thing, which is the sink here and the water closet to this side. Okay, next, guest room. So this is the guest room. You have box up, and the box up again is for your piping, for your sprinkler, and also for your aircon. Not just for this unit, but also for the unit beside, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it shares the same box up. This window here is not full to the wall, and that's because, again, if you recall, we had our aircon compressors towards this back of this window. Yeah. There's a solid wall, so the aircon compressor sits behind here. Laminated timber flooring. Fan hook, yes. So your fan hooks are not just for this room, but yeah, for all the rooms, basically this room, master bedroom, living room also you have. And also the dining. So you also have a total of 4. Sometimes they provide for living, but not for the dining. And last but not least, the master bedroom. So you notice, right? Aircon, your sprinkler here doesn't have a box up, unlike the room and the living room. Why? Because again, it shares the same box up. You just have to drill a small bit of this wall to the other side and then use the same box up. Yeah. But because of that box up on the other side, and the aircons all basically use that box up, actually you don't really need a lower ceiling here. You think about it. Usually you have a lower ceiling, it's because you have aircon pipings running across this side, either to the yard or from this small room over here, to the front. But because there's no piping, it's only to serve for this sprinkler and this PA system. So that's a bit of a waste. They could have actually just hack a bit, and then they can actually raise this all the way to the top. It will look nicer for sure. 3 window panel. Decent, I would say. Probably here is your wardrobe, right? This side here. It's always nice to have it this side here. Even from here looking, you can imagine, right? It'll be very grand. This side almost all the way to the top. And then here, this side here, you have a PowerPoint. So this can be either your makeup table or your office table. Yeah. And then of course your bed, either against this side or this side. To me, I don't think there's a difference, but probably this side is nicer. Facing here, right? So when you open up, this is your wall, you put your picture above the wall, yeah, it's much nicer. I don't know, if feng shui wise, I don't know if there's a difference, but I'm not a feng shui person, so I'll just put it this side. Yes, that's about it for this unit. Let me sum up my thoughts. So it's a normal, decent unit. Some surprises here and there. The number one surprise is this here. It could be good. Again, you're forced, or you owners will be forced to do the sink here, I think. It's impossible to do that. I just can't imagine you relocating this to the other side. But because you have to do your sink and island here, you're probably going to spend more already. You have to do 2 sides, right? You have to do there, your kitchen cabinets there, and now you have to do an island here. Some people, if they rent out, usually they just do it there. But because they do it here now, and they do it there, so there will be much bigger. You have bigger space to cook, much more storage also. Yeah, and of course the second thing which I find a bit funny is this balcony, which is extremely small. Yeah, just, I don't know, would I want that? Ultimately, you have to think, right? All this goes into your cost of this unit. You know, it's not free. This doors is more expensive than a fixed panel. Yeah, to do it sliding, and this, of course, the balcony, this railing also. All this goes to the cost. I will probably just keep it simple, save it, do a door there, much bigger view. You know. Okay, so yes, if you're interested in this property or any other property, do reach out to Tony. He's a resident of Wangsa Maju, born, bred in Wangsa Maju, so he knows Wangsa Maju inside out. Many units available for rent or for sale. Do reach out to him. Or if you are an owner and you need help to rent or sell your unit, do reach out to Tony, okay? His contact is below. Now that we have finished reviewing this unit, let's check out the facilities. Let's go. Stepping out of the lift, we are on the highest floor, the rooftop, also the 44th story. What a way to kick off our facilities. Nice view. This side here, that on the backdrop, that is Banjaran Titi Wangsa. And if you look at the bottom here, that's actually LRT Sri Rampai, the one with the red roof. Yes, it doesn't look too new, too modern. That is it's part of the Kelana Jaya line, which is the oldest LRT line, if I'm not mistaken, in our KL LRT system. It's at least, let me see, 20 years old? More than 20 years old. Yeah, opened in the late 90s, so yeah, 25 to 30 years old. Yeah. And from there, if you want to walk there, from here, at the bottom here, you can walk along this part here, and then you have to cross the road and walk on. So it's about 1 kilometer, which would take approximately 15 minutes walk. Yeah, Sri Rampai LRT station. Only 6 stations to KLCC. Can you imagine? That's how close we are to KLCC. 6 stations away. And if you sit the LRT, that's about 15 minutes. So all in all, actually door to door, it's only 30 minutes to LRT. KLCC, yeah, heart of KLCC. Nice. Look, this looks like Memento wall paint. Yeah, I can see the texture. Very nice. Okay, you don't have much here on this rooftop. Very small area. You have this accessibility ramp going down here. This is all. This is it. This rooftop sky terrace. Nothing else. This part here looks huge, but all this is not accessible. This is basically your water storage tank. Okay, I'm not supposed to do this. But yeah. So all this, I don't know why do they do this also. It's covered, you know, looks nice as if it's a pathway, but now you can't access. Yeah. There's a missing panel here, but this is basically your air well. Yeah. It's covered also on top, so rain will not splash in, but here you can get air, so this allows air, the hot air to come up, right, and helps on the ventilation. Fair bit of landscaping. There's actually an empty space over there also, but again they cover it up. Really don't know why. They should have utilized that space there. Yeah, let me just stand up. Make a small facilities area. And for safety purposes, right, they have this extra perimeter barrier, you notice. This is actually high enough. Yeah. This is decently high. You don't really need a double barrier. But of course, yeah. Safety, if additional safety doesn't hurt though, I guess. Right? It's quite high up, this thing. So this is at least 1.6 if I were to estimate. Opposite is Quartz Wangsa Maju. So I reviewed this birch color condo a couple of months back, I think, sometime mid of last year. This is Henna, part of Quartz. There are 5 phases. So 1, 2, 3, this is the fourth phase under construction, and there's a final phase there. Yeah. And there's a central park in the middle. So this is Quartz Wangsa Maju. Yeah. And this is actually Bukit Dinding. Why is it called Bukit Dinding? It's because some parts of this hill, right, the gradient is actually rather steep, like a wall, hence Bukit Dinding, or in English, wall hill. Yeah. And this basically separates between KL, and Selangor, Wangsa Maju and Setia Wangsa. There's a project ongoing there. This is also a very niche project. Let me zoom in. This is a semi-D bungalow project. Yeah. I think not many units, about I think 50 plus minus units. 3-story, very, very nice semi-Ds and semi-Ds and bungalows. 3-story. And yeah, if you're interested in that project also, you can reach out to Tony. Again, he's a resident of Wangsa Maju, so he knows Wangsa Maju inside out, and he's also selling that particular project. Okay? So yes, that's all for this simple facilities tour on the roof. We'll head back down to the main facilities floor on level 6. Let's go. We are back down on the 6th floor. Yes, we actually walked through this lift lobby at the start of the video. And final part of the facilities on level 6. So that's where we came up from, if you recall. Okay. Games room. First stop. So you actually have a ping pong table, a pool, and what looks like to be 2 darts. Electronic one, so that's good. But I don't see the darts itself. The gym. No one's using the facilities, and again, this property, just repeat, very new, less than a month, I think. So you can imagine, right? What's your fitness goal? Do you still have a fitness goal? Is the start is still the first quarter of 2024? Not too late to set a fitness goal. Life Fitness, that's the brand. Quite a number of treadmills, a total of 8 treadmills. 1 cycle, weights, bench press. I don't like to be in a video. This is laminated timber flooring, so it's not solid timber flooring. Sometimes they give you a solid timber flooring for the ground floor, but not for this, surprisingly. Yoga room. So that's the yoga room. Okay, let's just switch on the lights. White lights. No, this is not totally warm white. This is more like 4,500. Okay. Yeah. So what else? Surau. I will try my luck to see. Okay, very plain and simple, nothing spectacular. Changing room. I did not see the male. Okay, no wonder, it's deep within. Not the biggest, rather small actually, assuming this is the main changing room. And this guy is following me, I'm not sure for whatever reasons. Kids play area, water play area. Yeah. They've yet to switch it on. I think they should, if you activate it, you can see the water splashing out from the top there. Should sprinkle out. And towards this part, so this is the Olympic length swimming pool, infinity pool. Towards the border there, it flows over. So for swimming pools, right, you always see condos mention Olympic length, Olympic length. And what is it, Olympic length? It's because it's 50 meters. And it's not Olympic size. So there's a big difference between Olympic size and Olympic length. Olympic length purely refers to the length itself, 50 meters. That's the, the competition length. But if you refer to Olympic size, right, usually it's the length, the width. So the width for an Olympic one is actually 25 meters. And 25 meters, how wide is it? It will go all the way up until the kids' play area, that water play area, all the way to that end. Yeah, because you need 10 lanes for Olympic competitions. There are 10 lanes, hence it's 25 meters. And the depth is 2 meters minimum, which you'll never find in a condo because it's way too dangerous. Condos it's always 1.2, so people can stand, children can stand, adults can stand, it's much safer. 2 meters, there's no way you can stand up. Okay, so that's the difference between Olympic length and Olympic size. Yeah, you can lounge here. Yeah, look at that. More areas to lounge. Let's see this playship. So a very nice playship here. Kids playground. This is Tower B, the lift lobby, the management office. Here you have the management office. And there is they are currently using it as the key handover office. Yeah. Yeah. That's supposed to be a function room. Indoor lounge, currently also used as for the VP. BBQ pit. So 2 BBQ pits, and I love the sitting. This is like a cafe sitting, to be honest. There's so much table, so much space to sit. That's 24 chairs. And if you add 24 for the Black Series, and if you add all these round ones, you have another like close to 40. Yes, doesn't look like it, but you can actually sit 40 packs here. Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, so this sort of your herb garden, they label it. This is Sarai. What else you have? You have basil. I'm guessing residents can just take and use it for their cooking. But wait, actually I don't see the pit itself. So I would think they'll have those mobile BBQ pits. It's covered, so good, although the seating is open. But look at this. It's a nice stainless steel sink. Yeah, your power point also. So if you have whatever electrical appliances, right? You want to cook rice, grill. Sometimes you have the mobile ones, electrical ones. You can use that also. And yeah, kunyit. Where's the kunyit? Maybe it's okay. I'm guessing it's okay. Every time I learn something new. So it's kunyit. That's how it grows underground. Pretty much like potatoes. Halal food. So this is the halal part. BBQ deck. So yes, this is your BBQ deck. Good for 40. With actually more space enough. More space if you want to expand, right? Look at that. Yeah, a lot of space. This behind here, this is your badminton hall. Multi-purpose hall, badminton hall. You got 2 courts. looks high enough, I guess, that you can play proper badminton. Or might not be high enough, I don't know. 2 stories. Maybe yes, maybe no. Flooring, I like the flooring. So this is a solid timber, but and this sort of design, right, you usually call it parquet. Is it? Yeah, parquet, sorry. Parquet flooring, which is basically also solid timber and small strips arranged like this. Yeah. This wood, I think, is compass. So compass usually is used for parquet flooring. It's locally sourced, and compass is basically reddish brown. The other type of famous woods for this type of parquet flooring is oak. What else do you have? Merbau, of course, but all these are expensive woods and usually imported. So locally sourced, you have it here in Malaysia, or in this part of the world, Southeast Asia, also in Thailand, also in Indonesia, compass. Yeah. Half court, basketball court. Is this high enough? I think yeah, I think it's high enough. I mean, I don't think so. You airball it beneath. Yeah. And they got some lighting also at the 4 corners, so you can probably play at night. Yeah. And what else? Okay, I think we are close to the end of our tour. You got a, I don't know what you call it, a jogging path. It doesn't, I mean, they call it a jogging path, but seems like a normal cycling path, jogging path. It's not padded though, cement, so it can be a bit rough. And you have a reflexology path also in the middle here. So yes, I think that's about it. I think that sums up the review of this property here at Sunway Avila Residence, Wangsa Maju. That's towards the end. Also, really not much. I think towards the end, I will not walk to that end. That's just some parkour exercise outdoor equipment. So yes, if you're interested to get a unit here, to buy or to rent, do reach out to Tony. He's a resident of Wangsa Maju. True specialist, knows this area inside out because he's born and bred here in Wangsa Maju. Or if you're an owner and you need help to rent or sell your unit, do reach out to Tony. Okay, let me know what you think about this property in the comments below. Typical Sunway property. I am impressed. Met my expectations. I will not say exceed, because the previous ones really set a high bar. You look at Sunway Serene, they had that indoor river, lazy river, which was truly impressive. Sunway Velocity, of course, being an integrated development, very impressive facilities. This also is impressive, but yeah, nothing compared to Sunway Velocity, which again is another price point. Nevertheless, yes, thank you for watching. If you like this video, feel free to share it with your friends or family. And if you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Help me grow this channel. I really appreciate it. Okay, do smash the like button. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.